This time I'm working on the smallest room of the house. It's a little rough, the wallpaper's pink and floral, and it's half falling off, and there's mold over by the window. Here's a little recap of where we started. This video is fitting for this room. Dark, bad energy, and probably haunted. This week is all about persistence. 4 layers of wallpaper, a stubborn cast iron air stack, and some tricky mold around the window. Let's turn this creepy haunted room into something cute and fun for a little kid. On a budget, and quickly. Since the kids are starting over, I want them to feel like they have their own space in this time of transition. Here I thought I could save the plaster. I tried using buttons and adhesive. If I can find the video, I'll add it here. I think I was still in denial how bad the plaster really was in this house. The last owner had a drop ceiling put in, and most of the upstairs also had the drop ceiling. That should have been my first clue. It was covering up rotting and failing plaster. When I pulled one of those nailer boards down by the door, a large chunk of plaster fell, and along with it, squirrel poop and walnuts. I was extremely disgusted and made me lose my steam and motivation on this room for a little while. The audio on this recording is so bad I'm doing a voiceover. I'm wearing a respirator, so I sound like a muffled Darth Vader. But when I was pulling down the 1x4 nailer boards, a huge chunk of plaster came away from the ceiling and fell down with a giant pile of stinky, disgusting squirrel poop. I guess for some reason I'm still thinking I'm going to be able to use like the buttons and the adhesive and save the plaster, but I mean the plaster's shot. I really should have replaced the plaster with new drywall. But at this point, I'm still in denial of how bad everything is in this house. And I'm thinking, oh, it's so important to save the historic charm of it and, you know, how it originally was. But, I mean, because it was going through freeze thaw, the plaster upstairs is just bad. Oh, this is gross, even just rewatching it. I wish you guys could smell this. I had the respirator on and it was so bad. Oh my gosh. Nothing like 50 pounds of squirrel poop and plaster. And here I am using the buttons and the adhesive, still trying to save the wall, roof, ceiling, whatever. This room's got history. I'm peeling back 4 layers of wallpaper, each one a snapshot of a different era. The top layer is this bold pink someone loved once. But the real find is the original wallpaper underneath. Still hanging on after all these years. It's slow work, but with every strip I remove, it feels like I'm getting closer to giving this room a fresh start. When I saw the moldy, wet-looking wallpaper by the window, I thought, great, a leaky window. Turns out it's just moisture buildup with no heat or air for decades. Winter freezes the place, and then summer turns into a boiling humidity trap. I use mold killer. Pro tip, don't use bleach because bleach doesn't kill mold, it only lightens it. I lived in slumlord apartments for a couple of years. There would be water coming in from the foundation, which weeped into the walls and caused mold. We even had gross upstairs neighbors that flooded their bathroom almost daily. The water would leak out of the exhaust fan and into our floor, and a large blister of water behind the toilet would be held in by the paint. I have so many slumlord stories, and that's why I was sick of renting and could actually try to fix things instead of just living with them as a homeowner. If I wanted to paint my house hot pink, I could. I think now that's why I have a high sensitivity to smell and molds. Slumlords out there, fix your junk. I'm just using water and a putty knife to get the wallpaper off the wall, and it seems to be working pretty good. I'm using a 36-inch roll of mesh tape and joint compound to patch things up, and to hope it holds the plaster from falling away from the wall. I'll be honest, drywall mudding isn't my strong suit. I think I need to invest in larger drywall knives and work on feathering out my joints. My sander is this clunky drywall sander on a paint roller stick. This thing doesn't do much and ends up making the compound look worse. I need a better sander, but for now I'm just putting in the work. And that giant cast iron air stack, it's in the way, but I'm working around it until I can figure out how to deal with it. Ideally, I like to move it after we move the plumbing around. This air stack is actually too far away from the current plumbing and isn't very efficient. pulling the wallpaper off. It's pulling the backing off, but it's like a greeny color. With some metallic-y flowers. It's really pretty. Man, I can't believe how, I think this is the first layer. And then that would be the second layer. Hard to tell. The second layer. Oh, how pretty that is though. And then they had this like decorative border around it. Then they put the blue wallpaper up over this layer. The blue wallpaper up, which is still pretty cool, but this, wow, that's beautiful. And then they have the pink stuff over top of the blue stuff, which I still don't really hate it. So the pink is the fourth layer, the blue is the third layer. This pretty yellowy floral print is this third layer. And then that really pretty metallic paper is the first original layer. I don't know enough about old wallpaper, but it's so pretty. It's all metallic-y and stuff. Why would you cover that up? It's just in too bad of a shape. So pretty. Mudding over the wallpaper so I could paint it. This air stack needs to be removed, and then I still have to get wallpaper off the ceiling. That light needs to be centered with the room. And yeah, getting there. It's really pretty. Too bad. This wall's in pretty bad shape. You can see this giant crack right here. I need to get some more of the buttons and the stuff to put behind it, but this moves. So I gotta put some buttons on around the crack. Then I'll use my mesh seam tape to go over that. So pretty. Wow, crazy.
This little bedroom is starting to feel like it's mine. The wallpaper's history, the mold's under control, and the plaster's getting there. The squirrel poop and the air stack still looming. But I'll tackle that another day. What do you think? Any tips or comments on failing plaster? Yes, I'd love to replaster the walls as opposed to drywall or using joint compound. Drop your tips and comments and hit the like button and subscribe for more of this renovation journey. I also added a buy me a coffee. More like buy me a 2x4 since I don't buy coffee. Thanks to my friend Barry for donating, which helps me out with these videos. And share this house's journey. Until next time, thanks for watching. And remember, stay strong, stay dusty, and keep rescuing these beauties.